About a year ago, we did an Orange Creamsicle F250 that went super viral, and we loved it so much, we built it again. Hey guys, Tom from Velocity here, back in the showroom again. Today we have a Ford F250, a bump side, a really, really cool truck inspired by, well, an ice cream, Orange Creamsicle, which as an Englishman being in America did not make that much sense to me because the idea of an orange creamsicle or popsicle does not really exist in the UK in the same way. But I understand here it's incredibly popular. I know why this truck is popular, and that's because it looks absolutely awesome. I can't think of a better color combination really on these F250s. Let's get into the video. We always start by talking about the paint color. So come on closer and take a look at this orange. It looks absolutely fantastic. It is a flat paint, not a metallic. It's a custom orange made specifically for these F250s. This is the second one we've done. I mentioned at the start, the first one we did of this truck went like crazy viral on Instagram, and the owner was super happy with it. And anyway, long story short, we decided, well, if it was that popular, and there's actually a couple of people that asked us to build another one, let's do it, let's build another one. And so this is the second one. So orange for that top paint color, really, really nice. And then the lower paint color is Wimbledon white. It is a white paint color, but it does have a touch of bone or parchment or cream in it. Wimbledon white is a super classic Ford color. It works really well on these trucks, or really any Ford product where there is a contrast color. Works well by itself too, but in my opinion, with a pastel color like this, with a really classic flat color on top, Wimbledon white looks absolutely amazing. We'll talk around more in a second, but let's come to the front here and walk you through the front end of this truck. So it is a bump side. It has this grille. All of our bump side F250s have this grille layout. I know there are a couple of variants out there, but F250 bump side Velocity, this is the front end of the truck. You go to the Heritage series, we'll talk more about that in a second, you get some extra features, including this lower two-tone paint and the white bumper rather than just the standard chrome bumper. So that's really nice. For headlights on this one, we've got a Holley Retro Bright, so these are really, really nice. We decided to go with that on this particular truck just because it's such a vintage looking vehicle with this paint scheme. So these are a brand new LED headlight, but they look like an old halogen lamp, which is really, really cool. Just fits in with that classic aesthetic. Chrome grille, and then of course Ford across the hood as well, which is really nice. Come back around the side of the truck then, and let's talk a bit more in detail about this Heritage package. So basically, if you go with the standard series, it's called our Signature series. If you go with the upgraded, it's called our Heritage on four-wheel drive trucks. And so what that does is it changes the external and internal aesthetics of the vehicle, as the name suggests, to make it look a little bit more classic. And you also get lots of other components. We're going to walk through those now. The first component that you get is going to be this hood side marker surround. It's a completely custom billet piece made on our 5-axis machine here with Velocity etched in, a really, really nice feature. Second thing to note is going to be the wheels. So we mentioned earlier the Wimbledon white lower paint color, and you do get then the paint match steely wheels with that. Really, really nice, classic look, very, very popular on these trucks. You get the chrome beltline trim to split the two colors apart. That's really nice. And then you also get a couple of extra billet components. I'll start by talking about this door handle. It's got the Velocity Flying V etched in here. Really nice, super premium, feels really, really, really good. Coming to the front of the vehicle, and you also get those really awesome billet cab lights. They are an incredibly popular option on these trucks, and they just look really, really cool. They look stock from a distance. You get closer and you can see that they are a billet, and they're just a very, very premium option. They're really expensive for us to make. I hate to tell you how much they are. We don't really make any money on them, and it's part of the reason we don't really offer them for sale. We only offer them as part of this package, just because the intricacies of making something like that on a 5-axis machine, but they look absolutely amazing. Quick note for the commenters out there, no, this is not where you fuel the truck from. This is not an active fuel filler cap. It is left there purely for aesthetics. It's blocked off, it's glued in, it's sealed shut. You can't do anything with it. It's just to pay homage to the original fuel filler neck. Come around the side of the vehicle then. In a minute, I'll show you where you actually fill up, but first we'll talk about the tailgate on this one. Really, really nice. You're going to notice then that Wimbledon white coming into the tailgate. Wimbledon white again for the rear bumper, and then all of the chrome details, the trim that's coming around. These are actually LED rear lights as well. That's really nice. You've got the Ford decal dropped in here. A couple of different options on this one. We went with the silver back and the black lettering in there, Velocity badge as well. Favorite part of this back end, and again it comes in the Heritage series, is going to be this rear tailgate handle. Notice the Velocity Flying V etched in there really nicely, and the rear view camera is built in to this whole one piece of billet. And what doing this does is it raises raises the rear view camera's position. Normally, you might fit the rear view camera here, underneath the license plate or above it or somewhere else, but it brings it to the top of the vehicle, which is really nice because it just makes it so much more visible. It gives you much better visibility as you're reversing. And of course, in a longer vehicle like this, I think that's quite an important option. Drop the tailgate then, and you're going to see it definitely is orange, very orange. But this is not paint here now for the bottom of the tub. It is actually Raptor. So we've tinted a Raptor lining. Raptor is a hard-wearing truck bed liner that we spray in these trucks, actually also on the underside of this vehicle as well, just to give it that protection. But it makes it so that this vehicle is super usable. If you are going to the beach in this truck, which man, this is like the perfect beach F250. If you're going to throw stuff in the back of it, you're going to use it. You don't have to worry about scratching the paint. So same with the sides of the bed, the bottom of the bed, and the back of the bed. One final note to come back to the fuel topic that we were talking about earlier. Here's where the gas cap is now. So because this vehicle has a brand new custom chassis underneath it, the fuel tank has been replaced from behind the cab, which was pretty dangerous back in the day, really, to have between the frame rails, underneath, in or around this area. So really, really cool. And this is where you're going to fill the truck up when you get to the fuel station. All right, let's get onto the interior of this truck then and take a look at that. Of course, you were going to notice straight away that hand-woven leather insert that you get as part of this Heritage series. Really, really cool. Let's walk through this door panel. And of course, yes, the woven insert is here too. That looks absolutely fantastic. But important to mention, this door panel looks really good too because it's completely custom. So this is not an original door panel that's been reskinned or anything like that. It's not just a part that's been purchased online and then fitted. This is a completely custom door panel designed by our interior engineers. It looks really good. It looks classic with a modern touch, helped by all the billet components. So you've got a billet door handle that almost functions as a slight armrest here, billet with a leather top. That's really, really nice. The door release and this whole door cup here is really, really nice. Velocity etched in there as well. That's all billet. And then you've got electric windows, and this whole regulator is also billet. Press it down, pull it up. In fact, we'll actually show you because somebody in the comments not too long ago asked for a demonstration of this. So push it down it comes, pull it up it comes. And actually there are a couple of extra features on this one. So if you double dip, I can control the passenger side, and I pull up twice, I can control the passenger side, pulling it up as well. Then if you want to control everything all at once, 1, 2, 3, and they come down simultaneously, and the same with going back up. So a really cool modern option. And jump up inside, helped of course by this powered side step. I'll quickly show you how it works. All of our 4-wheel lifted trucks have these side steps on them. Press the button in, of course that happens when you shut the door, and up they go. So when you're driving the vehicle at any time, they are hidden away. Then the moment you open the door, this little button catch releases, and out they come again. So really, really cool. This also controls some of the stuff. You'll notice the lights coming on and off there as well. Really, really nice. Right, sitting here, and immediately, normally I talk about steering wheel, we'll get onto that. I talk about this a lot. These benches are so comfortable. Every time I do one of these videos and I end up sitting in here, I always expect it to feel a certain way, and it is always more comfortable than I expected it to feel because of this lower back support, and also the woven leather feels absolutely amazing. So bench seat in this one, full bench seat. You do have 3 seat belts as well. Driver and passenger do have 3-point harnesses. The middle seat is just a lap belt. Another question that we got last time was, hey, how come there isn't covers on these seatbelt releases? Why is there not covers on here, Tom? Looks like you've missed something. Well, actually, we haven't missed anything. The problem is this cover for this piece is actually really bulky. So unfortunately, over time, if you leave this piece on here and you close the door over and over again, it imprints on the door panel, and that is something that you can only learn if you've built a number of these vehicles and then had them out in the field and people have used them. So that's why there's not a big bulky cover over here. We are actually working right now on trying to engineer a new piece to go over that, and so at some point we're going to send owners out something that will end up covering that, but for now it just stops there to be damage to the door panel. That was another question that I was able to answer. The bench is also fully adjustable, backrest as well as sliding, so that's really cool. Anyway, let's come on to the steering wheel now and get more into the rest of this instrument panel and things like that. So steering wheel, we do have a Spark Industries billet steering wheel because it's the Heritage package. Love these steering wheels, 3-spoke design, billet in the middle, leather wrapped on the surround, and you're going to start to see that brown matching stitch as well that comes all the way around the steering wheel. Really cool. Behind that, a tilt adjustable steering column. That's really nice, and that has been painted in the orange as well. Because it's the Heritage series, some of those exterior paint colors start to come in, so you've got that on the steering column as well as white in the dash. unmatched, the Wimbledon white. That looks really nice. And behind that, we've got a brand new instrument cluster. It is a Dakota Digital dash. What that means is it looks classic, but it actually operates like new. And because we've got the ignition on, you can actually see some of the screens that are on here. Right now, we've got it set up so that the left panel shows you current speed while you're driving, which is really nice. And then the right panel shows you gear and mileage and things like that. But you can change it, right? So you can change those screens to say how many fuel miles you've got left, temperatures, pressures, all of that good stuff. Trip counter, really, really cool things like that. Take a closer look at this bench seat detail then, and you're gonna get a real nice look at this woven leather. I'm not gonna beat a dead horse. I talk about this a lot. It looks really nice. It feels really nice. It's very, very premium. It's one of those wow factors in these trucks. The actual rest of the bench and the rest of the interior is covered in this brown leather. And again, it does have an undertone, this leather, of orange to match the exterior. So it's not a super dark brown, but it's also not like a saddle brown. You know, it's kind of in the middle there. It's not super brown. It's again like got that orange undertone, which is really nice. Works very, very well in this truck. Because this F250 is an enclosed cab vehicle, it does have full carpet all the way through. And here, these are mats. They're adjustable, removable, whatever mats. They're rubber backed as well. Really cool, super premium, but it does mean that the actual carpet is protected when you're getting in and out of the vehicle, so you can fully remove those, vacuum them off, wash them, do whatever you need to do. Coming up then again, and you're going to notice this gear gate has also been matched in leather, and your four-wheel drive leathers, your high and low. This is what controls that functionality. They've been finished in the billet as well. So these are an upgraded custom velocity piece, again, made on our 5-axis machine with custom inserts on top, completely custom. Actually, a lot of the switch gear, because it's the Heritage series, has been upgraded. So you're going to see in a second the AC controls, the light controls on this side, all of that stuff has turned billet as well. Come back then to this AC plenum here, and that's been fully finished in leather. One thing that I always like to show people when they come and visit the shop is the leather doesn't stop at the bottom or cut off, it goes all the way around underneath here, which is really cool. Just a testament to our guys in the shop. They never miss any details. They always make sure everything feels super premium. AC for this one, vintage air AC system. Small screen here that controls it. It is an active system, so you can set a target temperature and it will regulate itself. What's really cool about this system is it is brand new, so it does work really, really well, especially in an enclosed cabin vehicle like this. On a warm day like today here, it's 20, well, I'm going to say a Celsius number now, so that's not going to make sense because that's how I work, but 23 degrees, right? I don't know what that is, Aaron, but it's probably relatively warm here for a February, right? When it gets really hot here in Florida, you are going to want that AC system to work, and vintage air AC systems, they work really, really well. Above that then, we've got the infotainment. It's an Alpine double-din touchscreen system that's been flush mounted here into the middle of the dash. Works really well. It's also where your backup camera is going to appear. That is powering or hooked up to a full focal speaker system. And so as part of that door card that we talked about, the door panels, there's custom speaker modules or pods that have got the focal speakers below there. And then behind the seats, there's even more speakers. So the sound system in these trucks is absolutely superb. Really, really nice. Way better than you would expect of a vehicle of this age. Just much more like a modern vehicle's sound system. Honestly, better. Focal are a really premium speaker and sound system provider. Above that, you've got a dash pad also finished in leather. Really, really nice. For your windshield blowers, this kind of blower here, that's fully finished in billet as well. And yeah, this leather dash pad, really, really nice. Just matches everything together again with that brown stitch too. Same thing for the headliner above me, full leather headliner, and of course you have sun visors in this vehicle as well. I think that about covers it. It's a really nice place to be, this interior. It works really well with the orange and white exterior, just gives it a little bit of a third color to come into the truck and the build. But again, really comfortable. These trucks are nice and wide as well, so you do have nice, lots of space. They are almost, I think, as wide as a modern F-150. So just a generally really comfortable place to be if you wanted to do longer road trips. And of course you can do long road trips because of the driveline in this truck, which we're going to come on to right now. All right, let's look under the hood of this F250, of course, made more easily accessible by the supported arms there. We've got Ring Brothers hood hinges on this one, a really nice premium option. It means that you can get the hood open really easily without having to really lift it up, because of course it is quite heavy without that assistance. Anyway, let's talk about the engine. This is a brand new 5-litre Coyote V8. It's a Gen 3, produces around 460 horsepower. This truck will do 0 to 60 in about 5 seconds, 5.2, something like like that is where we've clocked them. It is a big truck, but it does have a lot of power. It means that you can get up and go on the highway. It means you can overtake people, get out of junctions, all that good stuff really easily. But it's not just about the speed, it's not just about the power, it's also about the reliability and the maintainability, the maintenance, the serviceability, all of those good things. So any Ford dealer can work on that engine. Really any qualified modern mechanic can work on that thing, plug it in, service it, do changes on it, all that good stuff. If somebody can work on a new F-150 or a new Mustang, they can work on this truck, which is really, really cool. Behind that, we've got a 10-speed, the 10R80, which is a 10-speed automatic transmission. Comes as part of this brand new crate engine setup. And again, just very smooth, easy to drive, easy to use every day. When you get up on the highway, you're not in really high rev ranges. You've got lots of gears to get through. And again, it does mean that you can just enjoy this thing like you're driving a modern truck. You've got disc brakes all around, hydro boosted disc brakes by Wilwood. So you've got lots of stopping power as well as lots of going power. That's really cool. And then underneath this truck, you have a brand new 4-link coilover Roadster Shop chassis. So we partner with Roadster Shop on all of our vehicles when we have custom chassis underneath them. This F250 is no exception. That RS chassis basically means this truck handles like a modern truck. Because of its extended wheelbase and those 4-link coilovers, it just eats up the lumps and the bumps, fine in the turns, really stable at highway speeds, just unlike anything you would normally expect from this era. Completely overhauled, re-engineered, modernized, absolutely awesome. I think that about covers it for the driveline. Yes, it does have custom headers. It does have our serpentine system that we use in the Coyotes as well. Lots and lots of really cool little features overall just to make this engine bay look as OEM as possible. And the good thing is with these F250s, because they're a much larger engine bay, there's a lot of space to work. On the Mustangs that we do and on the Broncos, they're quite a lot tighter, whereas in the engine bay here, you've got a lot of space. So it's a really clean looking engine bay. I love it. Final thing to note is going to be the Velocity build plaque that goes on the firewall of the F250, listing the number of vehicles that we've built here, and that is about it. So, return of the Orange Creamsicle, an absolutely gorgeous F250, the bump side, the first generation that we did. It continues to be super popular, and like I said, this truck, well, not this exact truck, but this same spec truck went very viral online, and for good reason. It just looks so cool. It is like such an icon of Americana. It's really, really, really classic, and certainly would look very good headed to the beach to get some ice cream, but also would look great on a ranch if you want to use the truck, all of that cool stuff. Anyway, this vehicle is available for immediate sale. So the last one only stayed available, I want to say, for a couple of days before we sold it because it was such a popular one. I don't know how long this one will last, but it is available to drive away immediately. It does also qualify for our financing option. So we partner with a company called Woodside Credit, and they can help finance a vehicle like this. So if you need more flexible payment options, you can do that by contacting us. And of course, if you've got any other questions, feel free to reach out. If you're watching on the website, you can give us a call. If you're watching on YouTube, you can leave a comment below. And if you're watching on Instagram or Facebook, leave a comment or send us a DM and all of those good things. There are plenty to talk about on these trucks, but I think I've just about covered anything. If I've missed something, do shout. I love this truck. I love this colorway, and I hope you've enjoyed this video.